Entitled mother demands I hand over my car keys for her baby. Hello, welcome to me. So a little context. I'm a huge Overwatch fangirl. I have a couple shirts, 2 hoodies, a couple keychains, and a backpack hangers. A lot of my stuff is Reaper, the shadowy shotgunner that's my favorite character ever. Well, on to the story. Our characters are me, somewhere, Entitled mother, the entitled hoe, and EK, the entitled kid. I went to my grocery store, so I could get some groceries for my parents. As soon as I get out of the car, my little green alien box, the Kia Soul, a kid and his mother were standing outside. The kid's not much older than 7, maybe 6. The kid points at my car and gets all sorts of excited. There's a bunch of backpack hangers on the rear view mirror, and they're all Overwatch. The kid points, starting to talk to his mum quickly and getting really excited. I don't really care to notice, locking my car and turning to walk into the grocery store with my list set out. The kid tugs on my sleeve when I get up to the sidewalk. "Can I help you, buddy?"
Yeah, Mommy says I can have those figurines in the window. Can you get them for me?
I'm sorry, what?
You heard him. Open your car and get those figurines.
No. I paid for those, and the one at the top a friend gave to me.
Well, get them out. My kid really likes them and he deserves them.
No, I have groceries to get out. Excuse me. I step to walk into the store, and the kid starts crying out crocodile tears. The mother huffs and grabs my arm.
Well, give me your keys. I'll get them myself.
If you touch my car, I will call the cops. Let me go. She lets go, huffing and taking her kid. She walked away to her SUV, thankfully, and sped off. Peacefully shopped, thank God. I'm surprised the kid didn't come up to the girl afterwards and be like, "Hey, I want to be Tracer." And she's like, "No, I'm already Tracer." "Alright, what about Bastion?" "I'm already Bastion. Damn it." Wait, no, it's Nerf Bastion. Oh, I'm getting my references wrong. Our next story was posted by a user, May I Butt In? Titled, Entitled People with Too Much Power versus a New Girl. I'm uploading just too many posts about entitled people, but I've just encountered so many in my life that now I'm just kinda spamming the community. For today, this story is about why school teachers shouldn't have their kids at the same school. Hello, and welcome back to Drama! Hope you enjoyed the garbage hitting the fan. Backstory. I was a victim of bullying when I was a kid, from right when I moved in my current city with my parents since I was 3 years old. Being from another province that was hated in the actual province, people just left aside my parents and have never been kind to any of us. Fortunately, we were able to find some trustworthy friends, with whom we're still friends with. Same thing exactly happened in the school that I got in when I was 3 years old. Since kindergarten, I have been left out for being an outsider and not exactly being skinny. I was just a bit over average, mind you. All kids have been growing up together as their parents were close friends and family, and they asked for their kids to be in the same class. When I was 9, I couldn't bear it more, and told my parents I wanted to change schools after some things happened. I'll leave that to another post. And accepted. I didn't get luckier. Different schools, same exact garbage. But this time, it was worse. I got into a class at the start of the second last year of primary school, age 10, and tried to make some friends. I remember it as clearly as if it had been yesterday.
Hey, that's OP, the one that Blank told me about. She's a total loser!
I made 0 friends in that school. All my breaks consisted of me quietly eating my sandwich in a spot at the stairs that were behind the school's playground. I always brought some stuff with me, being it either cards to play or books to read. Anyway, now let's analyze the bullies. The leader of them was the one that you'd call a Starbucks bimbo in process, like a VSCO girl these days. She always showed off her power. Her mother was a teacher, and, here's the tea, secretly the headmaster's lover, who is HM in this story. I know this because one day I found them making out in my class after returning because I forgot a notebook. I didn't even enter, of course. She was always messing with me. She always threw my stuff to the ground, breaking it by stomping on it, always tried to throw my lunch into a puddle of dirty water next to the fountain. You know, those ones that have like unknown substances in them, etc. She was always backed up by at least 2 of her friends. So while they grabbed me, she just took my things and messed them up while laughing. Sounds cliche, right? Yup, it's as cliche as it can sound. But this really happened. But one day, all hell broke loose. I am not and never was violent, but my father said, next time they mess with you, hit 'em where it hurts. I went full berserker and moved hysterically as to not let this happen anymore, and hit the girl with my elbow several times on the face. She, of course, had a bit of a bloody nose, nothing really bad. We were still kids and I wasn't very strong, and that was enough for her to go running to her mother, who was on the playground watching us. Yes, she always watched her girl for doing those things to me. She never, absolutely never stopped it. She didn't even need to talk to her mommy. The teacher, who I'll be calling entitled parent from now on, just walked up to me and slapped me.
What do you think you're doing? Are you fucking stupid or what? You mentally slow kid?
I, of course, began crying on the spot. One of my favorite books, the thing she tried to break, was lying on the ground in a puddle of water. I was hurt from being held strongly and from trying to free myself, and the teacher slapped the hell out of me.
I'm bringing you to the headmaster. Let's see how you manage with a detention. You'll think twice again before touching my kid again. You foreign night lady with a communal uterus.
Woohoo! Indeed, I got a detention, and had to give an apology to the girl. I did not want to apologize, but the glare I received from entitled parents was enough for me to be afraid of not doing so. When I got home, I told this to my parents. I'm not those kids who keep things to themselves. As I previously had been dealing with bullying, I learned that I shouldn't do that. My mother got really mad, as she was the first person that I told about this. My father was working at the time, and took me and her things and went to the school. The entitled parent had the nuts to say that I
attacked her poor child as if I had rabies and went on to destroy her own book to blame her for bullying. The nerve! You should be ashamed of your kid, your horrible parents. Is this a common thing in your land? Because if it is, it should be looked into that.
My mother had enough with her. With the deadliest glare I had ever seen her give, she told her,
I want the cameras. I'm so calling the cops right now.
Now, the teacher's face went pale, as well as the entitled kids. That was there as well, for some reason. And the headmaster's. Then it turned red with anger.
Now, who the F do you think you're calling, you racist slur? You're a complete night lady if you think we have the right to call the cops on them. My poor kid did nothing wrong. Yours is just fucking disgusting. No one wants to get near her. Call them. Come on, I dare you. My husband's a cop, and he'll detain you for assaulting us and menacing us.
My mother? More like my hero. She pulled out her phone. She had recorded everything.
Now, I think you should think twice.
My mother got out of the school and called the cops. The school had cameras, so when the cops arrived, they went to check them. These mother effers had deleted all records from the day, but were dumb enough to leave the rest. The investigation took almost all night, in which they listened to the recording and saw the things they did to me, even looking at entitled parents, literally doing nothing. Needless to say, entitled parent and headmaster were arrested for assault, negligence, child abandonment, and child abuse. They got a fine, and I was told that if they were ever approached me again, they'd be put in jail.
Oh, so you're approaching me again, Dio?
Years later, I saw this girl again. She dropped out of school and had been arrested for possession of drugs. Guess being the teacher's daughter isn't worth it anymore. I guess I better read the edit. Edit 1. Oh my god, thank you guys all so much for your support. I've even got a gold and 2 silvers. Thank you, amazing people. So some clearing up. I'm from Spain. Second, I remember the events clearly, but didn't quite remember the charges they were held against. I'm sorry I don't remember all charges. Probably will ask my mother. Thank you. And our last story for today was posted by user Nerdy by Nature, titled, Entitled Parent Assaults Me for Reading Books of the Occult. So, I was at the public library, a pretty awesome place after school. It's right next to my school, and I asked my mum to pick me up from there since I wanted to check out some books. I got into the Harry Potter series recently, and I just finished The Goblet of Fire. I walked down the aisle to the author's name and, to my delight, found it. After checking out, I had another 15 minutes, so I sat down to read my book. I had just started reading with my earbuds in, sitting in a comfy chair in the corner of the library, keeping to myself, when I felt the long talons of a Karen wrap my shoulder.
Ahem!
I took one of my earbuds out and turned to her with a confused look on my face. Yes? I see now that she has a toddler in tow. A surprisingly well-behaved one, too.
What are you reading?
I respond, why, I don't know you, do I? I ask, still confused, but now getting strong Karen vibes.
Well, you're obviously reading Harry Potter. That book is of the occult. I would appreciate it if you didn't read that in front of my child.
My jaw hangs open in awe. I had really found a wild Karen. Finally, I spoke. Ma'am, I'm sitting in the corner of the library with my backpack in my lap. You have to go out of your way to see me, and even further to see what I'm reading. This woman scoffs and walks away for a few seconds. She then comes back with a chair and sits 10 feet away, facing me, giving me a death stare. She sits there while I enjoy my book. Then I look up and she's gone. Okay, I'm fine. She left her books though. I go back to reading. She comes back with a librarian in tow, as well as her kid, who's still really calm.
This is him, ma'am, the one that's reading pornography?
The librarian looks at me and asks, is this true? I show her that I'm reading Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure this isn't porn.
Well, it might be,
says the entitled mother.
They're both of the devil.
The librarian looks at her with a dumbfounded look on her face for a few seconds, before regaining her composure and saying, Ma'am, this book is from the library. We carefully look at all the other books we put in the youth section of the library. If you don't mind, I have other things to deal with that are worth my time. The Karen, defeated, plops back on her seat and grimaces. I look at my phone and noticed that my mum was picking me up soon and got ready to leave. I stopped though, with an amazing idea. I stifle a grin and hold a chuckle while I dig in my backpack and find what I was looking for. My school had a book fair recently, and they had wand pens. I brought one out since I thought they looked cool and left it in my backpack, then forgot about it. I slowly pull it out of my bag and look at her in the eye. With the most menacing voice I can conjure without laughing, I wave my wand and say, Wingardium... Just kidding. It's Wingardium Leviosa. Avada Kedavra! Smack. Before I could finish the spell, this woman slapped me across the face. I felt the pain of the slap and saw the red hand-shaped mark she left. What the fuck, you tramp? The woman realized she slipped up and started to pick up her stuff and speed walk away, still scolding me for being a pagan cultist and exposing her child to such language. I chased after her, telling her that she just assaulted a minor and could go to jail, but stopped when I realized the scene I was making. So I called my mum and asked her to pick me up early. In the meantime, I walked to the bathroom to look at the mark she left. My mum came a bit later and saw the red hand-shaped mark on my face. I told her about what had happened. She told me I probably shouldn't have done the thing with the wand. Then I just started laughing. It started as a bit of a chuckle, but soon enough I was laughing hysterically, gripping my sides. Tears were rolling down my face from laughing so much when I got home. I could hardly breathe, I was laughing so hard. I finally calmed down and dropped myself on the couch and started writing this. I hope you guys enjoyed my story of the menacing entitled mother and her witch hatred. Yeah, I did a theater show, actually, it was the story of Jesus before he was born, so it was Mary and Joseph, and personally, I brought up the subject of Harry Potter to one of the women that was in this show as well, and she's like, Harry Potter it's devil work, it's witchcraft. Oh, I'm never letting my kids watch that. That's disgusting, that is. And yeah, there is people that genuinely exist in the world that say this. So that's my story. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Tell me what you think of it in the comments. I'm trying to put some references in there that you guys will like. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, have a good day and watch the next ones, because there's going to be a lot more coming. And I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Bye.